Slim waist, all it takes is. Tip top shape, all it takes is. Just a little taste, all it takes is. No time to waste, all it takes is. Slim waist, all it takes is. Tip top shape, all it takes is. Money in the bank, all it takes is. No time to waste, all it takes is. I wake up to about tea. I make mine by the leader. I drink life in a teacup. I like Valet 30 better than tequila. Yeah, Velcy, I sip at night. Got a little kick like tights. Look so good, better recognize me. This the type of lifestyle, I'm icy. Still don't need to chill on me. Flare pill, yeah, I'm still on it. Velcy a day and nightly. Got a little kick like Tai Chi. Slim waist, all it takes is. Tip top shape, all it takes is. Just a little taste, all it takes is. No time to waste, all it takes is. Slim waist, all it takes is. Tip top shape, all it takes is. Money in the bank, all it takes is. No time to waste, all it takes is.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Who do we have out there this morning on this beautiful Monday morning, September the 27th? This is the last September of the month. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, good morning. You didn't know I was going to be on here, huh?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So look, you a little foggy. Is it foggy in Atlanta? Oh no,
Not
you
yet.
inside
No,
the
the
house.
sun's not quite out, just like what's going on in Houston. So I don't know. Maybe it's my
Yeah,
camera. Good morning.
yeah, it's a little dark here right now, but the sun is creeping out. The sun is coming out. The weather has warmed up a little bit more than it had last week. And so let's see who we have this morning and tell us who you are, where you're calling from. Good morning, Yvette Muta. Good morning, Pamela Hill. Good morning, Sharita Leon. That's right. Good morning, Sinceria Coates. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see, who else do we have out there? Tell us where you're calling from. Also, tell us good morning and where you're calling from. Kevin, what you do this weekend?
I stayed home because I'm going to be with you all this week. So I was
Oh, that's
home
right.
doing
When are you?
family stuff. Yeah, I'll
Okay,
be there.
okay. Good morning. When you come in?
I come in on Wednesday.
Okay, awesome. Good morning, Katrina George. Where you calling from? Where you calling from? Good morning, Misha Green. Good morning, Brenda Morgan. Good morning. She's in Palm Coast, Florida. Good morning from
52
Austin,
degrees.
Texas. Where
I
is
would
it
love
52
to be in
degrees
52
there?
degrees right now. Who's in 52 degrees
Oh my
weather?
God! In North Carolina, she's in North Carolina. That was Sanja.
Sandra.
Good morning, Misha Green in the house. Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Connecticut in the house. Dancing Detox Diva. I know that's right, Lady D. Go ahead on. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Everybody chime in. We're going to get our good workout in today. Of course, even though I only come on Mondays and do it live with you guys, please know that I am committed to working out at least 3 to 4 days a week. So I did work out and walk on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week. I did not get a chance to do it on Thursday, unfortunately. I should have gotten it in, but I didn't. And I was so excited because I had the pleasure of my mom joining me in walking. So that was such a blessed situation because I'm trying to get her to do, more exercise. The older you get, your legs get, broken down and you get tired and you don't feel like doing this, you don't feel like doing that. So I was really excited that she decided to come out and work out with me this morning. Good morning, Tony Reese. Good morning. Good morning. So it's 63 degrees in Florida. I don't think it's 60 degrees here. It don't feel like it. It feels a little warmer than it was last week, but the weather was absolutely beautiful in Houston, Texas on last week, and it's going to be absolutely beautiful this week. I love October. Not only is October my birthday month and my anniversary month, And of course, what I love the most about October is the kickoff of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I want to remind you, ladies and men, because men can get breast cancer too, to go out there and get yourself checked out. It's so important for you to do so, to stay healthy and sane and wealthy, so you can see your family grow old. I just want to grow old. That's all. I longevity is in my family. I have my grandfather is still living. He's 95 degrees. He's 95 years old. And look, one of my little cousins was over here yesterday swimming, and he left his little. Oh, this may be my nephew's, one or the other. But anyway, he's 95 years old, and unfortunately, my grandmother, my mother's mother, is she passed away in 19 and not 19. What am I saying? In 2017, and she was 87. So that's a long time to be able to live, and God only guarantees us 70 years. So any day after that is truly, truly, truly a blessing, right? Correct. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to get started with Monday morning's word of the day. I love these little words of the day. I don't know if you all remember from last week these daily words. My mother-in-law, Miss Virginia, Dr. Virginia Lloyd, may she rest in peace, would send Kenny and I subscriptions every year. And so I love, love, love this daily word. And today's daily word from Monday the 27th is protected. My loved ones are protected in the heart of God. If I ever find myself worrying about my loved ones when they are apart from me, I remember the protecting love of God is always with them wherever they go. Whether at work, at play, or traveling to destinations near or far, those I love are never alone. Knowing this helps me to relax and trust that they will return in a inner. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Sorry about that. Knowing this helps me relax and trust that they will listen to an inner voice, follow its guidance, and make wise decisions. Wise decisions. Um, Gosh, why did I keep going off track? Follow his guidance, wise decisions, make wise choices, not decisions. That's why, because I put a word there that wasn't even there. So it's wise choices. I trust that through the grace of God, they will meet people and pursue opportunities that enrich and enhance their lives. In peace and gratitude, I pray for loved ones' ongoing divine protection. The presence of God within them guides their steps today and will be with them through all their tomorrows. And you will have confidence because there is hope. You will be protected and take your test. Oh, I'm sorry, and take your rest in safety. And that's Job 11:18. The reason why I laughed, and I'm going to be walking again this morning. When I started walking last week, um, my legs was hurting. Like in the middle of the night, my arms, my legs. And I was like, what did I do? What happened? Why am I so sore? And I totally forgot that I had started walking. And of course, when you start moving those muscles, then they start to get sore. But I was like, oh my God, they were getting really, really, really tight and they were hurting. But anyway, let me hurry up before I miss the gate. I was laughing when I started out reading the word because it reminded me a lot of myself. Um, Whenever Kenny travels and I don't travel with him, I worry about him. And it's funny because that word was talking about not worrying and having peace knowing that that person is going to be okay. And so the reason why I worry about him is because, he's a man of a particular age. He's 62 years old. He's a black man, and a lot of times our men do not take care of themselves the way they should. They're great providers. He's a great provider, and all he thinks about is providing. And so a lot of times he forgets about his health. And he gets mad at me because I get on him constantly. Like I am just like, you got to go to the doctor. You got to get yourself checked out. You got to make sure you go get your colonoscopy. You got to make sure you take your medicine. And so I am drilling him constantly because I know how he is. And when I talk to my other friends, I realize that in general, a lot of men are that way, right? And so it's scary because my finger, I could hurt my finger like right, I got this little bump on my chest right here, and I don't even know it's like a little blackhead. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go to the doctor to find out what this bump is. I'm like, oh Lord. I mean, anything could happen, and I'll just go to the doctor. But these men, they don't go to the doctor like they're supposed to. And so I worry, good morning, good morning. I worry that, he's not taking his medication. He's not getting the right rest that he should be getting because he's so busy out there trying to make things happen for Tava. And so that's why I laughed when I started to read that because I do. I have to let go and let God and just pray and put it out there in the universe that he will be okay and that everybody will be okay. I know that's very hard to do because it is, but I have been finding myself learning how to do that more often. Just letting go and letting God take control of some things and not being trying to be in control of everything. Sometimes we could be so in control that we out of control. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes we have to just release it, shake it off, let it go, and let God drive in that seat. Can you all hear me okay? Yes, they don't like to go to. No, they don't. And I really don't understand that. I don't know what the fear is. And I get what the fear is when he goes to get his prostate exam. I'm not even going to laugh or talk about it. But when Mr. Lloyd goes, just a little secret, when he goes to the doctor, I have to go with him every time because he's like a little kid when he goes to the doctor. He's scared to give blood, he's scared to get a shot. He won't do all the things that he's supposed to do while he's there if I don't go with him. I have to go inside the room with him. It says, okay, your body speaks to us, have to listen to it. Yes, yes, Claudia West. Yes, it does. It tells us what we should and should be doing. And so I have to go into the doctor's office with him. Now, I hope that you guys, your husband too, Krishan, it's a man. I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. And what's so even scary is it's a known fact. Like it's a fact. It's a known fact that a lot of women outlive men for those reasons because they don't take care of themselves. They don't get the checkups like they should. And they worry a lot. So a lot of our men die from stress, excuse me, and heart attacks, which is so scary. Let's see. Kenny is lucky to have you. Yes, he is, and he knows it, and he tells me that all the time. He calls me his little mother, but it's my job to make sure that he's healthy. I'm gonna tell y'all something funny too. I mess with him all the time. I say, look now, I want you here. Some of you all may have heard me say this before. I want you here. I want you to be here as long as God allows you to be here with me. But sometimes when you don't do what's necessary to take care of yourself, then things happen and you may not. So you can go on if you want to. I'm young. I'm still young. No, I don't want to get remarried, but I will get remarried if God sends someone else in my life. I said, I want to be with you. I want to grow old and die with you. But if not, then oh well. So he says, That yeah, he'll be hunting us. I say, well, come on and hunt us, okay? Because I'm trying to tell you to take care of yourself. There is no wealth without health. That is so true. Okay, your health is your wealth. And so I have to go into the doctor office with him, which is horrible. But all in all, he's a pretty good he's not a unhealthy person. I think Kenny's problem more so is just eating at the wrong times because he's a night owl and he's usually up all night, thinking about the business, thinking about business. Even before Tava, I can remember when I first met Kenny. I met Kenny in 2005 at a wedding reception here in Houston, Texas. He flew down here to go to a wedding reception um, with a guy who worked with me but went to college with him and played basketball. And the young lady he was marrying worked with me too as well. So we all worked at the time for Continental Airlines, which is now United Airlines. And so he came down to Houston to go to this wedding reception. And that's how I met Kenny. And so when I met him, he was a mortgage broker and he was living in Atlanta, Georgia. Now he's from Detroit. His mother was still living in Detroit at the time and still lived in Detroit up until she passed away last year on March 28th. But after he graduated from high school, he went to college to Tennessee State University. And then after college, he went back to Atlanta. And then, of course, he said he, of course, like most of us do in our lives, we go back, we're chilling, we're relaxing, we ain't doing what we're supposed to do. And his daddy told him, no. Now, even though his parents were not together anymore, I think they got a divorce when Kenny was a freshman in college. He still was in control, which is I think is a wonderful thing. And I think that it's a great thing because what I realize is kids need parenting more so when they're adults than when they're children, right? So his mom, of course, was like babying him and letting him do what he wanted to do, which was absolutely nothing. And his daddy was like, no, you got 90 days to get out and get your own apartment. And of course, Kenny tells this story all the time. On the 89th day, he waited to the last minute and wasn't the apartment wasn't going to be available. And his daddy told him, too bad, you got to get out. So he had a friend, a female friend, who actually he's still friends with to this day. I just love her to death. She works too for United Airlines at the time. It was Continental. And you know how she was a flight attendant, you have those crash pads. Well, she lived in Detroit and she didn't need the hotel, so she gave it to Kenny for 30 days. And after that, he moved to Atlanta and he had been in Atlanta for over 25 years when I met him. So he came down here to a wedding reception and that's how he and I met. And he had never been to Houston before. It was his first time coming to Houston. And so, of course, he loved Houston and he fell in love with me and moved to Houston. So that's how he ended up, getting here. And so he was always, when I met him, the reason why I brought that up is when I met him, even then, he was what I liked about him and what I thought was so attractive about him, even though I was not attracted to him. When I first met him, and I'm just being honest, he was older than me, and which I've always been into older men my whole life. So that wasn't a problem. And so, good, good morning. He was older than I, and I just wasn't. He just really wasn't someone that caught my eye. But anyway, and persistence, because he was very persistent. And we ended up hooking up and seeing each other. And I was going back and forth to visit him in Atlanta and so forth and so on. But what I really liked about him the most, or what attracted me to him, was he was a very aggressive person, not only with dating me and wanting to date me, but he was also aggressive in business. I saw him as being a person that wanted things in life that I wanted in life, and I saw him striving to get those things. And then also, he had three children, two from his first wife, which is Sierra and Alexander, my stepchildren, and then Miles, which is from his second wife. And so I was attracted to the father that he was. You know, you hear those horror stories about these deadbeat dads, and when I was growing up, of course, I don't have any biological children of my own, but when I was growing up and I was dating, because I was single for so long, Kenny and I didn't meet till I was 35. I didn't get married till I was 40. Then um, it was cool because I didn't have any kids, and that was very common. But as I got older and in age, I realized that I was the minority, not the majority. That I got to a point where, oh my God, if I have someone, if I meet someone, I can't say, well, I don't want anybody with kids, which it is possible. It is possible because sometimes we do cut our blessings short, but I didn't in that area because, and I'm gonna tell y'all something after I finish this point that I just thought about that happened on yesterday. But I just said, you know what, God, if you bless me with a man and he has children, please let him be a good father. I don't want to hear about no mama, uh, baby mama drama. I don't want to hear about, she's so crazy that she won't let me see the kids and all this kind of stuff because that's what court is about. Okay. That's what court is for. If you care about your kids, if you want to be a part of their life, can't nobody take that away from you if you take your butt to court and do it the right way. And so he was definitely that type of dad. It's funny because every time I come down, he used to tell me, oh, I have my kids every other weekend. And it seemed like every time I came down, the kids were there. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's fine because I began to be really attracted about from when I saw the love that he had for his kids because, I didn't have a father growing up. My mother has nine siblings, there's a total of 10 of them from the same, my grandmother's husband. But they got divorced, I think, when my mother was probably very young, 13 years old, and she's third to the oldest. So, and he wasn't a positive father or male role model in their lives. And so they didn't have that growing up. I didn't have that growing up. So I said to myself, even though I didn't have it, I knew it was out there. I know that it's out there, and I know God has it for me. And so I'm so glad to know that um, I met someone who in love with his children. And so it's so sexy to me. And that's it. Now I have my ready made family. So yesterday, Miles, my 22-year-old, he moved in with us, decided that he wanted to live with us. And when he entered into high school. And so, of course, previous to that, he would come and visit us. He would stay with us the whole summer in Houston when Kenny moved down. And then he would come every other Thanksgiving and every other Christmas, because he was young. When I met Kenny, he was 6. And so, of course, when he got to be in ninth grade, he decided he wanted to come and live with us. And he's been with us ever since. Now, his brother, see, he's 22, so his brother's 31. He just turned 31 in August. And Miles just turned 22 in September. As a matter of fact, September the 17th, the day after Lachelle's birthday. And so when he graduated from high school, he decided that he wanted to be an entertainer. He didn't want to go to college. He didn't want to go to the military, that he wanted to be in the entertainment business. Well, his brother, Alexander, was already in the entertainment business. He writes music, he sings, he composes. And so we decided to build them a house in Atlanta and build a full studio in the basement. And they've been living there. Well, Miles came down in last year during COVID, July, and didn't go back until March of this year. Then he came back in May and still been here. I can't get rid of this kid. Now you would think he has this 5 bedroom house. He has his own bedroom plus another room for him to chill in a Cadillac in. And why can I not get rid of him? I don't know. My aunts and everybody say, shoot, I wouldn't leave either if I had somebody cooking for me every day and somebody, a housekeeper coming in every other week to clean my room. And I wouldn't want to go either, but no, he needs to go. But anyway, he asked me yesterday, Chante, why did you never have kids? And I thought that was funny because my nephew was there, my cousins were there, and I have a huge family, like humongous. I have 27 first cousins just on my mother's side, and I'm second to the oldest. So it's a lot of them, and a lot of them have children. So I have a lot of second cousins, right? My first cousins have children. And so I was like, you know what? I wanted to have children. I said, but by the time I met your father, it was too late. I was 35 years old and I wasn't producing any eggs. And so he said, well, there was other ways that you could have done it. I mean, you could have had someone else carry the baby for you. And I said, you know what? You're right. I could have. I said, actually, I could have carried the baby myself. I went to the doctor. Um, of course, they test your eggs, find out you don't have any eggs, and then I had an option of getting a donor. It would be someone else's sperm and kidney sperm, and I could have carried the egg. But I didn't want to do that. Not saying that there's anything wrong with it at all, but I didn't feel like having a child defined me as a woman because I felt like I was already secure and defined in who I am. And I do believe so. And of course, he laughed and he understood because, of course, I have so many cousins. I have so many godchildren. I have my nephew. I have him and his sister and brother. So I have been blessed with children. I've been blessed with him, his brother and his sister, and all of my cousins and my nephew. And so I feel fulfilled. I think that if I had children, I would not be able to give them the attention that I am able to give them and do things that for them that I'm able to do. I have a cousin who lived with me after who my grandmother raised. And before she passed away, of course, when she was in college, she would stay with me all the time, Kenny and I, my mom. And then when she graduated from college, she came and stayed with us. And then she went to dental school. We help her out with her finances and everything. So I am fulfilled. I have children. I am a blessing to be a blessing. And I'm glad that God chose me to be able to bless others. And so it's gratifying. And it's funny how what I just said earlier was it's like the whole time he lived here before he moved to Atlanta for the short few months that he went back, Miles, my stepson, um, he he didn't grasp anything that we had to teach him or learn or was doing. But now he's asking questions, he's wanting to do things, and he's learning. But I'm feeling like it's too late. Like I want you to go back to Atlanta. I told his mother, I said, look, I want to be able to walk around the house, you know, BNF. What I okay, without him, without me having to put clothes on and without me having to, watch what I have on. And I just want to be free. I miss that because I was single for so long and I was an only child. I grew up an only child. My mother had a baby when I was 20 years old, so I was technically still an only child. And I missed that a long time. I met Kenny at 35. I didn't get married till I was 40. So I lived alone and by myself. And I enjoy living alone and being by myself. Now, I love being married and love having my husband, but I'm just talking about children. I just want them to be gone out of the house. How y'all feel about that? I mean, I'm serious, Krishan. I'm serious, Natalie. Like, look, Jessica, I'm just like, look, can you please go? Like, we've equipped you with everything possible. So well, you know what? It's so funny. He's just like his daddy. Kenny doesn't like to drive, although he loves purchasing luxury vehicles. He doesn't like to drive any of them. So he gets driven around, and it's probably best because, honey, if you ever got in the wheel behind him, I don't know if Kevin is still on the phone. I told Kevin, well, Kevin told me, he said, I don't ever want to ride with Kenny again. And I told Kenny what Kevin said. People who can't drive think they can drive, and they assume that just because they've never had a wreck, that they can drive. No, I'm not saying that just because you haven't had a wreck that you can drive. Oh, Kenny is one of those drivers, one of those drunk drivers where you feel like you are like about to get car sick and he don't know where he's going and he's trying to talk on the phone and he passes up the exit or you trying to give him directions. Has a terrible, terrible sense of directions. And that's how Miles is. And of course, Miles is here without his car. His car is in Atlanta. And when I was in Artists International, they had um, car program, and their car was a S550, Mercedes S550. And this was I was in Artists International in 2008, so this was in 2009 that we qualified for the car program, and we received the car. And so I still had that car. As a matter of fact, I actually during some of that time between artists when we left artists and before we went to TLC in our broke days, I had to pawn that car a few times. I filed bankruptcy, I had to pawn the car, to get some money for Kenny and I. And, we went through a lot. But with that being said, once we, good morning, once we got on track and once we got our lives together, then we kept the car and we used it as like a car. Like if some of our friends come in town or when the kids come in town to visit, we can they can have a car that they can move around in, which is good. And so of course this year in May, so I would say probably June, I get a phone call. I'm at the spa and I get a phone call from Miles. So he didn't ran in the back of somebody and totaled the car out. So now I don't have that car anymore. I don't have it anymore. We don't have that spare vehicle anymore. And now we don't let him drive. He can't drive. We don't let him drive our cars. He hasn't gone back to Atlanta to get his car. And so now he has to bum rides with his friends. Oh, well, I'm sorry. That's what happens when you don't pay attention and don't do what you're supposed to do because, listen, our insurance is high, okay? And can you imagine how much insurance is for someone that's under 25? No. Michigan laughing. Okay, can y'all relate? Yes, three grown sons. And they never want to leave the house. Like, why is that? Like, what is going on? I couldn't wait to leave out of my mother's house. Even though I went to college, I didn't graduate. I still lived at home with my mother. And when I was 20 years old, my mother, remarried. Well, she got actually remarried when I was 18. When I was 20, she had a baby. And I was fine. I was still at home because me and my mother were very close. My mother had me at 17. So she was my mother, but she was also my friend. I don't cross the lines. I keep that line separate even now as an adult. And she lives with me. My mother is the coolest person, but I don't know. I just have this thing about that's my mom or that's my aunt, so I have to be respectful. And I try to do the same thing with my younger cousins. Even though we're cousins, I'm their older cousin, so I try to be an example and do the right thing. But she let's see, move back. I forgot what I was getting ready to tell you guys. But anyway, um, let's see. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Claudia. Good morning. I guess I've been rambling on talking. My son moved back home after being away in college. Oh, I was saying this. This is why I was reading yours, Sandra, and that's what I thought about it. Hey, Kelly, how you doing, my sister-in-law this morning? She wasn't feeling good yesterday. Kelly Welly, you feeling okay? I love Sundays because my grandmother's tradition was to cook Sunday dinners every Sunday, and it brought the family together. So since she passed away, I've been trying to keep up with the tradition. And my family's so big, unfortunately, everybody can't come. And then, this younger generation, I don't know what's going on. They're not really duplicating what I do. And so anyway, but my brother and sister-in-law, I can count on them to come when they're in town, to come to Sunday dinner. And my sister-in-law Callie works at the office, and she's a vegetarian, and so whenever she comes, I try to cook something separate so she can be able to eat. And yesterday she wasn't able to come. You missed it. Hey, Megan. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Kenny Wilson. Kenny Wilson is saying hey to Megan. Hey, that's sweet. Grand Rising, Miss Lloyd. Thank you, Regina. So I've been rambling and talking and mumbling for the last 36 minutes. I enjoy talking to you guys because it makes my workout seem really fast, um, which is really, really, really cool when you're talking on the phone or when you're talking to people, you don't realize how far you've gone. But I've really enjoyed this. Okay. I wanted to invite some people. Um, I'm thinking maybe I'll go ahead and do Kevin, Lachelle again on Wednesday and Kevin on Friday. And then after this first week here of after the event, then next week I can plan my schedule to have someone who wants to come on and join me in doing their workout. Okay, would you guys be interested in doing that? Maybe joining me in working out? Thank you. God bless you guys too. I guess I just be, what, I'm glad. I hate talking on the phone. I hate even, doing lives or just really being on stage. It's just not really an area of me being comfortable. So as you can see, even now on this live, I talked the whole time. And the good thing about it is, I talked about things that happened or going on in my life or what just happened, which is really cool because it helps me to be confident in that area because that's one of the areas that I'm not confident in, but that's okay. I mean, I'm fine with it. I can't be confident and know how to do everything. Like my mother says, girl, you got to learn how to change a flat and change your oil. No, I don't want to do that. No, that's something I don't want to do. If my husband can't do it, then maybe the mechanic can. I don't want to take everybody's job away from them. Okay? Somebody got to make some money, right? What's a good idea, Megan? What do you think? To invite people to the call, have them join me, and listen to someone else and see someone else work out besides me, because you all don't want to see me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I know Lachelle and Kevin, they have calls that they have to do, and of course, and they're busy too as well. So I appreciate them joining me and doing this, and maybe they'll still join us, and then they can invite maybe somebody to their call, which would be good. What y'all think? That would be fun. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I don't know if you guys are still working out. We've been on the call for 40 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Um, my family chat. I have a family chat that we say good morning every morning on text, and my uncle leads it sometimes, and he puts in these different little daily words or little sayings or post videos. They be posting stuff all day long. And yeah, let me go ahead and end this call because I can come walk with you and be extra. Okay, yeah, you sure can because you don't even live far. Hey, Shonda, Barnaby. Hey, Jessica. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. If anyone has a Peloton bike, we can do some workouts together. Okay, I have a bike, a stationary bike. It's not a Peloton. I bought mine from Sam's for $2.99. It's not a $2,000 Peloton bike. So I can do that too as well. I have a treadmill. I have a what do you call those? Stair climber, or I don't know what those are, but anyway, I can work out. But I don't know, for some reason I just felt like coming outside this morning and walking because the weather It's so nice here in Houston. You know, we don't get nice weather like this. Weather starts getting really nice and cool here um, at the end of September and the beginning of October, which is really good. We have Miami heat, humid, hot, uh, usually all year round. We don't really get a winter. So, but anyway, looks like I didn't put my phone on charger last night and my battery is very low. And I need to be making it back home real soon because Mr. Love would be very upset if I'm out here walking around and don't have access to my cell phone because he says that's not safe. He's my protector, and I love that about him. But anyway, you guys go out, have a great, great Monday. Um, for those of you who still will be coming in town and will be at the hotel for the live on Saturday, I will see you guys there. For those of you all who will be participating in the golf tournament, or you'll just be participating in the games, I will see you guys Thursday at the golf course. That's going to be so much fun. For those of you who still want to participate, you're more than welcome to do so. Just go to tavacares.org. And remember, this is a donation. I mean, I don't mean to go off on people or whatever, but people, we have to remember that we have to learn how to donate. I'm not even talking about the Tyler Cares. I'm just talking about period. You have to help someone else, period. You have to give back. And so, of course, this is a donation, and we will be using the funds to help people who need to go get their mammograms as well as other needs that they may have, okay? Because we have people out there that is battling with cancer and they just need a spa day. They just need a getaway from the children. They just need some meals delivered. They need some flowers and for someone to tell them they look pretty. Maybe they need a custom wig made. Whatever it is, that's what Tava Cares is here for. We are here to give back. So please know, I don't need your money, okay? I'm not using your money for my personal gains. It is to give back and help others because I know how important it is. Because if I help them get what they need, I know that I will be blessed and get what I need. In Jesus' name, amen. You all go out and have a Tava lifestyle day. Love you. Bye. Mwah.
Gotta top it like you give life. 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 Big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Multi-millionaire. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Real boss. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Lifestyle, yeah. Give one chance, you know what I do to it. Whole 10 get money and I'm used to it. Beat the odds and I'm still going used to it. Changing lives every day, you can YouTube it. Hold up, it's on when it's short. You know I stay down, stuck around for the glow up. And you can ask anybody around, yeah, they know us. We can't stop now, cause the grind is never over. Hey, hey, you gotta top it lifestyle, give life. 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 We go top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Top it lifestyle, turn my life round. Time out, told her hater pipe down. Hey, big grind from the night to the AM. Big grind. New multi-millionaires in the making. Multi-millionaire. Big boss now, but it all took some patience. Real boss. Rockstar life spread well across the nation. Lifestyle.